Welcome, friends. This is Harshad Parikh inviting you to listen to some of my short writings on various topics. This is audio tape number 145. I met a retired teacher who had taught at one of Krishnamurti Foundation schools for many years. I asked him what he was doing after retirement. He said simply, I spend my time mostly in various rituals. Such an answer may seem shocking or surprising to most people who are deeply attracted to Krishnamurti's teachings, because Krishnamurti strongly criticized rituals of traditional religions. Krishnamurti saw a kind of mechanical and meaningless routine in rituals like chanting names of gods, doing arti or worship of gods with the waving of lamps and fragrant sticks emitting smoke. I do not do such rituals. I enjoy walking alone in nature, looking at trees, flowers, hills, birds, etc. I read, write, communicate, look deep within at the source from where thoughts arise. Sometimes I create images of people whose existence has enriched my life. But there is nothing emotional or romantic about such images. I feel purified in body and mind. There is no attachment or psychological dependence on anyone. I feel as if I am a pure white bird flying alone effortlessly in the infinite blue sky. I am not against rituals. Ramakrishna was a priest in Kali temple in Calcutta. He spent time doing rituals, but it was not mechanical way of living. His mind was fully into what he was doing, and sometimes he lost the sense that he was separate from the gods and goddesses he worshipped. He could get into the sense of ecstasy or samadhi by just looking at a picture of a god, human being, or listening to a devotional song. When he returned from the state of samadhi, he brought beautiful pearls of wisdom. Many intellectuals of his time visited him, and they were charmed by his innocence and wisdom. They listened to him with amazing attention. His disciple, Swami Vivekananda, was the first Hindu spiritual teacher to become famous in America and Europe in the last 10 years of 19th century, before Krishnamurti was born. So, how we do anything is very important. It is easy to discuss teachings of Krishnamurti intellectually and argue with cleverness, but how one lives every day is much more important than knowledge of the teachings. Next article. Was Krishnamurti a guru who spoke strongly against all gurus, all authorities on spiritual matters? A friend keeps on reading Krishnamurti and quoting Krishnamurti endlessly. This friend challenged me to express my views on social media. So I wrote to him. Krishnamurti was not only a guru, but guru's guru. That is why many gurus, scholars, professors were going to him to learn something. He was very emphatic in the way he spoke, which indicated his deep conviction and hidden authority. He was brought up by Theosophists with the idea that Maitreya Buddha would use his body to speak words of wisdom. And in 1929, he said that his purpose was to lift humanity to a higher level of spirituality. Before his death, he said, "I am still the teacher. Don't tell me that all is well." I learned quickly from Krishnamurti's books that we need not keep on reading his books and repeating his words, quoting him. We need to look at our own mind with a clarity and not accept anyone as an authority. It seems to me that my friend is attached to the man and his words. If you have looked clearly into your own mind, break the mirror and image you have about Krishnamurti. This is what he wanted. I have expressed my views on Facebook, and many staunch followers of Krishnamurti feel disturbed to read what I write. Next article. One question Krishnamurti asked his audience was, "Why don't you change or transform?" One professor who had studied Krishnamurti's teachings for 30 years was honest in saying to Krishnamurti, "Sir, I have not moved or changed at all after 30 years." Krishnamurti said, "You have not moved or changed because you have not stopped." The stopping means looking at oneself in silent awareness. It is easy to gather knowledge of Krishnamurti's teachings just like the way we gather knowledge about science or history, geography, etc. Such knowledge does not change or transform our life. On the contrary, such knowledge becomes an obstacle or a burden. One has to see within oneself the truth of what is in silence. This silence may come only if one is really serious and honest in looking at oneself as one is. Generally, most people are not interested in looking at their own self. They are interested in knowing about others and giving opinions about others. They may find it frightening to look within, especially when there are many complicated thoughts and feelings. The fear prevents them from looking within. Then they occupy themselves with some activities to escape from their own self. But hidden under the complicated thoughts and feelings is the real treasure, true understanding or realization or freedom. Blessed are the people who are not frightened to look at their own self, even if that may be frightening. Next article. Swami Vivekananda pointed out that Ramakrishna had been through long years of strict self-discipline and that his ecstasy was the fruit of that discipline, not a superficial emotionalism. Vivekananda said, "When people try to practice religion, 80% of them turn into cheats and 15% go mad. It is only remaining 5% who get some direct knowledge of the truth and so become blessed. So beware."